A few weeks ago, I took a look at a helicopter in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the Airbus H135, developed by Hype Performance Group. There's now also another helicopter available, which is actually rather interesting. Also, this week there's the current Orbx Sale and an interesting quote from Microsoft. The new helicopter then is the Bell 47, developed by FlyInside. Now this is a paid helicopter, it costs $35, but there's something that makes this stand out, quite unique in fact. FlyInside have a lot of experience with developing flight sim technology. They're actually currently developing their own flight simulator, and as such, it means they have a good grasp of coding flight models. FlyInside then have managed to overcome one of the largest issues with Microsoft Flight Simulator and helicopters, that is its lack of support for helicopter flight models. So what FlyInside have done here is to build an external flight engine, and this works completely outside of Flight Simulator but actually applies the flight model to your helicopter inside the sim. It's a clever way around things and appears to actually work. The Bell 47 comes with its own installer, which makes it extremely easy to use. Once it's set up, the external app sits snugly on its own. Here you can alter the difficulty settings of the flight model, switching it between easy, medium and difficult, and there are also some sliders here to allow you to customize the experience if you want to do that. And finally, there's an option for things such as engine failure, as well as a few other things. Now, as I said in my previous video about helicopters, I can't really give a full review on all of this or a full opinion, and I think you'd probably prefer me not to do that anyway, as I don't have a whole ton of experience with helicopters. What I can do is to show you how these actually work and give you a bit of an impression of what it actually looks like. Now in the footage here, I do have the Bell 47 set to easy mode. I'm using a joystick for the flying, which is my Thrustmaster T-Flight Airbus edition. I've spent a bit of time flying around a variety of areas, and even on easy mode I found the Bell 47 to be a bit of a tricky beast to handle. I assume that's actually a good sign though. Don't get me wrong, it's not impossible to handle, but it takes some thought and a bit of practice, and I guess that's really how helicopters should work. Currently, I'm not able to fly it on difficult mode. Maybe that's something I'll upload footage of in the future, my attempts of that and how it went, and the fun that I actually had there. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to see that. All in all then, if you want a genuine helicopter experience and don't mind paying for it, the Bell 47 is likely to be the best option currently available for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's also worth pointing out that the model of the helicopter itself is rather nice, very detailed, has some good animations, as well as some fuller PBR support. Now if you're interested in finding out more, then do take a look at the links in the video description. Elsewhere, Orbx currently have a sale on for a whole range of items, which also includes partner products. Now of course there's a whole ton of things that you can buy from Microsoft Flight Simulator, perhaps not a whole lot of things you want to buy necessarily, but for me a standout example in this sale is the products from FS Academy. These offer a great range of downloads that will help you with flight training. Good then if you're new, or if you just want to brush up on your knowledge. There are 3 FS Academy products, 2 of them are related to training. The training ones cover IFR training and VFR training. The entirely different product is a third one called Voyager, which takes you on 7 different bush trips. If you want to check out the Orbx Sale, you can find links in the video description. Last week, gaming website PC Games N conducted an interview with Microsoft Partner Director Jason Beaumont, as well as the studio head for World's Edge, Shannon Loftis. Now the discussion was pretty broad, but in general terms they spoke about PC gaming and video gaming as a whole. Now how does this relate to a Microsoft Flight Simulator? Well, not directly as such, but there's a very interesting quote from the interview from Shannon Loftis. I'll read it here. One of the things that we have the freedom to do now is explore all kinds of different ways to make games. We can release a game as intense as Halo, the Master Chief Collection, but then on the flip side you have the beauty and serenity of cruising above Jordan in your Cessna 172 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Both of those are equally important in the ecosystem. As we've added studios and broadened the focus of Xbox, game developers pretty much have the license to build anywhere. So I think this is a very interesting quote. Elsewhere in the interview, they discussed Microsoft Flight Simulator in regards to how Microsoft approached the development of it in terms of getting in contact with the community, a large flight sim community that is, as well as pilots. The whole thing with the Xbox Game Pass seems to reflect long-term thinking for Microsoft, and we can kind of tie that back to Asobo's discussions with the Flight Simulator itself, where they say that the sim has a 10-year plan. So really a quote, an interview I wanted to point out, just because of a little interesting snippet there. You can find the full interview linked in the video description. That then brings us to an end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.